And it's the past journey to present progression. Yeah. And it's the past.
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Cleezy B, the Past Journey Present Progression Podcast. We back for another episode. And today we got something special going on. We got a guy up in here, man. Very he lights it up. He lights up the room. Energy. You can definitely pull from his energy, man. He's very knowledgeable of what he do. That's why he's on the platform, because you guys, y'all definitely can benefit from what he's bringing down. You know what he's bringing to the platform. And with that being said, this right here, man, it's a special episode for me, man, because like I said, me and this guy was talking off, behind the camera, and he enlightened me to a couple of different things, that it works for me personally. So with that alone, it's already gonna be a special episode, man. Nonetheless, man, we got my guy, man, Scott Elkins, man. Bring him on the board, man.
What it do?
My guy.
What it do? What it do? What it do? You be the left, I be the right. We come together like butt cheeks to make some shit.
Oh, man, we gonna make it happen. We gonna make some shit happen, man. Appreciate you for coming to the platform, man.
Hey, man. Humbled and delighted, man. It's a wonderful opportunity.
You pulled up for your guy, man.
You already know.
And with the energy you gave me about doing it, that's what makes it a special interview, man.
Well, man, it's been years since I've been able to touch records in these projects I got over right now. I got a lot of faith in them, you know what I'm saying? And, with that, it's a blessing to be on any platform, let alone the platforms that tell the region what it is, you know what I'm saying?
So, yeah, we're going to talk about the music, too. We definitely going to get into that music, man, because you're moving.
I appreciate you.
You're moving.
I appreciate you putting in that work.
Yeah, man. First and foremost, subscribe, like, share, comment, run the numbers up, help me crack this 1,000, and then we're going to set another goal. You know what I'm saying? Help your boy. Run me up. Man, it's been a few things going on, man, that's been going on in the social media world, man. Are you aware of this Roe versus Wade?
Oh, yeah.
Man, what's your opinion on? What's your thoughts on that?
I have a dick and balls. It's not my job to have an opinion on that. What if we was talking about you can only have 2 kids and then all men got to cut their sack off? Because cutting your sack off won't kill you. It'll just mean that you have to filter those fluids through your body another way. And nobody wants to think about that. They just want to think control. Well, I have a dick and balls, so I don't have an opinion on that.
Yeah.
I try not to argue over something that if I was a woman, then I would have the right to an opinion of that. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But women were blessed in the Bible with the gift of procreation, so it's not up to us to decide that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If that's their decision, then regardless of what people think of them, people gonna do what they're gonna do. Right. Whatever's best for them. You know what I mean? Right. So that is my opinion. I'm a dude. I don't get to have an opinion. That is a woman's job to have an opinion on that. You go, girl.
Oh my God. Man, I agree with what you're saying. You feel me? I really do. I'm just scared of them preparing us for certain rights being taken by this being their initial step to trying to do so.
But there's always going to be that backlash. Like, that's why there's a yin and a yang. For everybody that likes mustard, there's somebody that likes ketchup. For everybody that likes pickles, there's somebody that likes cheese. Right. Everybody has their own tastes, and us as people who need to come together and realize it is not our job to control other people's tastes. It's our job to respect their tastes and make a lane for them. Get out the way. Let the woman decide. If it's a product of sexual assault, I totally get why you don't want to have that kid. Adoption systems aren't working the way they're supposed to. There's too many kids that fall through the cracks in those. Mm-hmm. And those stories are what end up being on those donate 25 cents, or a kid getting sexually assaulted, or excessive gang members with alternate country accents. You know, it's culturally and socially our job to respect people for being people. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what somebody say, if my wife chooses to make a decision that is not medically proper for one of our kids, I can't say nothing. I didn't birth that child. You know what I'm saying? Financially, I have a responsibility, but I can't say nothing. It's not my body. You see what I mean?
Yeah, man. I agree with you. With a lot of the points you were hitting on, man. It's just the ultimatum for me. Like, you know, like you said, it's their body. You know, it's their body. You know, who are you to tell me I can't? I don't have the option to not go through with this birth if I don't feel like I'm ready.
On that same token, how do you feel about a sexually altered man that does not have the power to recreate, does not have ovaries, does not have a uvula, does not have a reproductive system, but identifies as a woman, winning a gold medal and holding an Olympic Hall of Fame record? Being identified as a woman is not the same as being a woman. Period.
For sure.
I respect you. You want me to call you a woman? That's fine. We'll call you a woman, but you don't get to walk in the ladies' bathroom just because you identify as a woman. What is between your legs? That is how you get identified. It's very easy.
Hey, man, you on the right track, man. I'm telling you. That was being talked about. What else is being talked about, man? It's kind of old, but did you watch that Verzuz with Omarion and Mario?
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
Everybody asked that damn near.
Ray J, you sounded like you had a dick in your booty. Okay? You got no business bringing that baby on stage. That baby looked terrified. You need to get that baby a cheeseburger and shut your dumb ass up. Did you see Ray J a week later on Snapchat trying to sing to his child? His child said, "Stop screaming, Daddy."
I don't think I seen that.
His child said, "Stop screaming, Daddy." She didn't even say he was singing. She said, "Stop screaming." That means switch to rap and shut the fuck up. Or you can be one of them dumbass R&B singers that tries to have a talk show or something.
Wow, Ray J.
You know what I'm saying?
Ray J.
Tank did okay. I think Omarion did nauseatingly horrible. I think the number one person there was Mario. Mario is an actively progressive singer. He's still got actively trending records that are out. And he walked out there and was like, "Y'all are fucking corny." And he immediately sang his shit. Everybody freaked out. And then he left. And that's the same thing that happens in the Northwest with cats, especially when the talent is lopsided. You see what I'm saying? But I thought that was very commendable of Mario not to feed into the BS and straight up tell people, "You gonna sound like shit. Don't do that. Don't. Oh, he did it anyway. You know what? Y'all are killing me. I'm up out of here." Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mario for that. That was hilarious.
At the beginning of the verses, he specifically said, like, "I'm gonna sing to y'all tonight. It's about the show, but it's not about the show." In so many words, I'm gonna show you the difference in these vocals, you know. And he understood the assignment, and he definitely executed.
I mean, it's the difference between a naturally talented person and a studio artist. A studio artist ain't nothing without their engineer.
So manufacturing.
Yeah, pretty much. Like studio engineers that can't find a studio artist, because a lot of studio artists don't have the industry knowledge. See, I'm not a studio artist. I'm a real ass cat. I'm not gonna rap about stuff that I don't know about in real life. Right. I don't go to songwriters. I don't fake nothing. Right. And that's why I use the name my mama gave me. You know what I'm saying? And that brings a different air, brings a different energy. And I think a lot of cats would be better if they just learn to read the room. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you older and you out of practice, you got no business repping that genre. Show up and be a judge. Show up and be a host. Man, let these young ass dudes that have been practicing and working for their spot, they hungry. And hunger always comes with excellence. You know what I'm saying? Because to be the best, you got to be obsessed.
Dude, that's hard right there.
I know I am. That's CT Fletcher right there.
That's hard. Bro, I'm just like, you that was a big platform, right, for you to just really kind of like really invent yourself, because everybody who's attended the Verzuz, they kind of like they done had a second run, whether it was a big run or a small run, but after the Verzuz, you know, they continued to do other things.
And there was cats that were supposed to come with excellence that ended up coming with booty shit, and cats that you thought would come with booty shit that really came hard as fuck.
Yeah, it was. I didn't expect it.
Yeah.
At all. You know, I thought I really was gonna get like a great show.
Yeah.
You know, with all participating acts, from all participating acts. However, I didn't get that. You know, but on the other end, you know, the other stuff I did receive, it was comical. You know, to say the least. You know what I'm saying?
You're seeing that current present status of everybody's talent and the way they're using it. You know what I mean? Because talent doesn't beat hard work. Talent and hard work got to run side by side.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hard work will beat talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Yep, that's what they say. That's definitely what they say. I believe in it too.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in that, bro. What else was going on there? Damn. Bump that. Enough of that Verzuz, man. This other guy, right? They talking. Well, he ain't really talking about. He showed up to his child's mother's house.
Mm-hmm.
She got several kids, a few kids.
Okay.
He only brings his child food.
Oh, so we got several baby daddies.
Apparently.
Okay.
And so the child's mother found that to be very disrespectful. And whatever else you want to say, because she said almost all of that stuff. Do you think dude was in the wrong for that?
I think he was in the wrong for taking the food home. I have multiple child's mothers. I don't treat my kids differently based upon who their mother is.
Not to cut you off, but they don't live together though.
Yeah. So if you
together.
taking your baby out and you have time with your baby, unsupervised visits, you see what I'm saying? Now if it's a supervised visit and there's a separation with some animosity there, I can see dude's logic. But purely out of the fact that it is not the child's fault that you have animosity with mom, you should at least be a solid human being. You know what I'm saying?
And that's kind of like my perspective, right? When I looked at the video, what I got from the video, she made him obligated. You know, she came at him like he was obligated to do that for all of her kids outside of his one kid.
Yeah, don't do that.
You know, like, granted, like I said.
I mean, it's a question of morality.
Yeah.
Were you raised to be that way to outside kids, or were you raised in like a secluded environment to where it was like, watch out for you and yours? Mm-hmm. Obviously, she comes off as money hungry because she got multiple baby daddies. Right. You know what I'm saying? And if you got multiple kids and you spending money on dumb stuff, you're going to be like, oh, why don't you feed all my kids? Girl, that's your job. You see what I would have at least called and said, hey, I'm going to be a few minutes late, and sat in the parking lot with my kid, or maybe taking him to the complex or to the park down the street, and then we eat at a picnic table, have a moment to ourselves, like, hey, we don't want to be mean to your brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying?
He offered that after she went off. He offered, well, can you just bring my kid out? She was like, no. You know, but this is my stance on it. Me, I'd have brought all the kids the food. That's just the type of person I am. However, it is not my obligation for me to do that. You know, and that's where I stand.
It's almost like she expected him to do that because he didn't automatically do that.
Yeah, she's like, well, you know, when we were together, you were in their life, you took care of them, blah, blah, blah. Now we're not together. You just want to bring the food for your kid and leave your...
Now, see, as a mother, if you're a proactive mother, if you're a petty mother, you're going to get mad. And I got 3 baby mamas, I know about this stuff.
Journey to present progression. Yeah. And it's the past journey.
Yo, Cleezy B, my guy Scott Elkins, the Past Journey, Present Progression podcast. We are back from our little intermission break. And we were discussing we were talking about the food situation we got in his baby's mom. Right?
See, now, technically, I would think because he asked, hey, can my kid come outside and just eat this food? And she got petty by going, oh, you should buy it for all the kids. So he got petty by letting his kid eat it. Because if it's really that important to you, then you should pretty much consider that little $7 you're spending on the Happy Meal to be 7 times however many kids there are in the house. Even if that's just to benefit your kid and their siblings being happy rather than getting mad and developing resentment with their sibling, that would be the more morally just part. I think they both acted petty in that situation, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I can support that too. I definitely can support that too. It's just all in all, just a bad representation, being that it's all on the internet.
I just think, honestly, on a sociological level, we went through 2 years that couldn't nobody go outside. Everybody had to be cooped up together.
Right.
And then we go right back to doing the same dumb shit. I be asking everybody that we had a pandemic. You can ask anybody that has seen the past journey and present progression of me. Mm-hmm. I am nothing like I was before the pandemic because I took that 2 years and watched how the business changed. And I rode that wave in order to find where my niche would end up fitting. For those of you that don't know, your niche is your gift in life, something that you do with the most amount of efficiency and the least amount of effort.
Hello.
That's another gem for him right there.
Told you he's gonna be dropping some little gems of knowledge that you can definitely pick up on and use it in your day-to-day business, however you choose to. But they're gonna be dropped. Yeah, bro. That's the stance on that, man. You know, it is what it is. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that because everybody's talking about it, and I just feel like I don't think I heard too many people say, I feel like, to say the right thing, the right solution for that situation.
To wrap that up, when you lay down, you stay down. So you lay down to create the kid, regardless of what it costs you to make the kid happy. That's your job. Mm-hmm. If it's more expensive to make the kid happy, then it's your job to make 5 times more than what you currently make so you can live up to the standards that your kid has. Like, our kids decide the quality of life we have. We just decide how to perceive it. You know what I'm saying? We're the administrators of massive amounts of information, and our behavior does matter to them. So them kids is going to grow up and go, Daddy ain't shit because Mama said so. That's not cool. Y'all are both stupid on that. Fix yourself, and everything else goes right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's real talk, dude. That everything definitely, I feel like, starts from here. You know what I'm saying? So
right here and right here, when I see things that go wrong, either in business or in personality or health or anything in life for that matter, I start at home. How does that affect me? Because you can't change how other people act. You can only change how you react to it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yep. That's why I'm like, I'm a G. If my baby mama would have been like, you should have bought it for all 7 of my kids. Well, shit. Let me hit up my Uber Eats. There, you got $100 in McDonald's coming through. Will you silence yourself now and let me see my baby? Oh, you won't? All right, that's when I film that stuff and I'm going to be on the phone with the prosecutor going, guess what? That's your ass. That baby finna come to daddy house. And you can't really blame those people if there's animosity in a relationship.
Because at that point, she's just literally using the child as a pawn, right?
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. Karma gonna get her.
Right.
Karma's a fickle bitch.
Yeah, because you don't know when it's coming, how it's coming, from who it's coming from. Karma.
You just know it's coming.
Yeah, bro.
And that's why I always act twice as nice as I need to in business situations. So when it's time to get buck, me getting buck is completely understandable. Like, I go out my way to go twice as hard to make sure that people that work for me and work around me and support me in my endeavors feel like they're a part of that journey and that progression, like your show discusses. That's why it was like, it just fit, man. I got to connect with you.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. And again, for those who just tuning in, if you just now tuning in, subscribe, like, share, comment, download, do all of that.
And if you don't, little ganja devils will steal all your left socks.
Run your numbers up, run the numbers up. Help me crack this 1,000.
I'm not kidding. Talking to you.
Man, okay. We talked about the little what's been going on. Let's talk about some Sky right now. You know what I'm saying? First, we gonna tell people where you born and raised at, man.
I was born in Bothell, believe it or not.
Bothell, Washington?
I was raised all over the United States, mainly in like Bothell, Mill Creek, North End, Montlake Terrace is where I went to high school. And after my junior year in high school, I was bullied a lot. I stayed in a very suburban area, and I'm just a very hood mentality. So you'd get your usual. They always called me Sketch. You remember the guy that always slept in the movie Sister Act 2, and they always draw the graffiti stuff? Well, that was me in high school. My hat was always backwards. I was always in the studio after school, kicking it, skating with black kids that go to a different school. So I would be sleeping in class and drawing graffiti. So they always called me Sketch because I was a character in that movie. And after my junior year, I was like, I don't like it there. I feel the prejudice. So my parents signed to let me drop out of high school, and I took myself to Edmonds Community College, got my diploma within 6 weeks, and I was off. Moved immediately to my family's in the East Coast.
Hold on. You moving a million miles, man. Come on,
my bad.
Man. Come on, man. We gonna slow walk the dog, man. Well, not slow walk the dog.
My fault. He's a runner. He's a track star.
All right. We gonna go parents. Both parents. Grew with both parents.
Yup.
How
Scott
was
and
that?
Kathy Elkins.
How was that?
Absolutely amazing. My mother is a executive for Peter Pan Seafoods. You know the show, The Deadliest Catch?
Yeah.
All of what they catch, my mama decides where it goes.
Okay.
So it's a pretty cool spot. She's been with Peter Pan since I was a baby, since I was an infant. And then my dad is a facilities manager, so he's responsible for some upkeep to some of the biggest things that I've ever seen in commerce out here. At one point, he worked for a company called Neopath, and they did pap smear magnifiers. He did all of their cubicle setups, computer integrations, things like that. Now he's working for a company called Invent Prize, and they are actually the solidified reproduction company for the Pfizer vaccine for COVID-19. So it's really commendable work. I'm really proud of the progression they've both made, and I think I have kind of a professional mix of both of them.
Yeah, that had to be cool to grow up seeing those examples. Like,
It made small changes. Like, my old man always believed that work ethic is a very valuable trait that was missing. So other kids would get those new Jordans or that new video game system or that vacation. I would work for it. Like, physically rip myself apart.
Yeah.
I'm talking everything from carrying things to mass demolition to, excavation to digging for days on end. And it developed a shot of thinking, I don't deserve this. What can I do to earn this? And that is something that I teach my clients. That's something I teach my artists, and that's something I exemplify when it comes to my art, is just having that unbeatable work ethic. And then my mom always just taught little things, back yourself up with paperwork. She would never believe me what I say at school. She would always go, show me paperwork, son. Show me, oh, okay, you got a 3A, good for you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very progressive when it comes to being able to handle things, but I also stick it very traditional. And then I know office skills. I've been able to type 91 words a minute since I was 15. So, like, I type my verses, which means that it comes out just about as fast as I can think of it.
Oh, wow.
And I have ADHD anyway, so I think a lot. Hence the size of my content catalog.
Yeah.
So it's just taking advantage of gifts that both my parents have given me and trying to make a good combo out of it.
And that's a good lesson to that I get, that you learned. One of them at least, that, like you said, that work ethic, man. And cause a lot of people just they're just lazy, quite frankly. And to get anything that's worth having, you're gonna have to do some work for it, in my opinion. You know?
I'll say this right here on camera for the first time ever. If you don't like me and you're in the Pacific Northwest, it's because I triple your work in half the time and you can't accept it.
Man.
I don't hate people for that, but at the same time, I'm not going to stop unapologetically being who Scott Elkins is because of somebody else's need to feel accepted going half the speed.
Yeah. I mean, up your work ethic. That's what he's saying. Compete. To be the best, you gotta do what the best do or more.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just what that is. A lot of people want a lot of things. A lot of people want to be the best rapper, the best, the biggest movie star. But if you're not doing the things that those people are doing, or more, it's gonna be hard to top that. You know what I mean?
Because at the end of the day, the results of the work and the content that's catching is going to do all of the talking that I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to be. You can even ask our movie director here, Mr. Urko. He'll tell you I used to be the first one to pop off on people and go nuts on social media and get into arguments. And I'm like, man, I'm too old for that now. I wish you all of the best.
Right.
Do not come against me, or you are committing career suicide. Plain and simple. You can come and knock me out 7 times. I'm gonna knock you out the 8th, and then the fight's over. That's how it is professionally, personally, before, during, and after. Like that's just the moniker I've taken on. And in order to take that on, yeah, I beat the crap out of myself. I'm sitting here with a leg injury right now, but I believe that my ultimate goal is to make this region better because I was here. And if I change that direction, then there's going to be too many quality people that feel affected because of that change. So it's my job to stay the course.
Totally makes sense to me, bro. We're going to talk about the music, too, As far as the media and branding development, how'd that come about?
I have ADHD. Which is very common. Kids from the 80s developed hyperactivity, things like that. I take medication for it. I smoke hella cannabis for it. But it allows me to think proficiently in so many different facets. I can go faster mentally than most people. I worked for a website client one time to where I was also telemarketing to sell their product. And I could telemarket, sell their product, and follow the script word for word while having a second computer screen with a movie playing and having a third screen with the website profile, and I'm still designing the website. As a matter of fact, proficiently for 6 months, an entire business quarter, I had better sales doing all 3 things at the same time than people that were doing one thing, and that was pushing the product.
Oh, wow.
And it's because some people call it savanting, some people call it autism. I call it going in my zone. And when I go in my zone, I can't hear what's around me. I can't, react to what's around me in the same amount of time. Somebody has to walk up and touch me. And throughout the years, I would notice it would come out in things like artwork, music, progression, presentation, sensing the department in which somebody is going. There's a really bad syndrome in Washington. I call it chocolate in a sex shop. It's like having a Snickers bar in a porn shop. Listen, I like chocolate, but I'm not thinking about that right now. And I say that comparison because it shocks the client into understanding, it's not what I'm doing, it's where I'm pushing it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why we jumped into that whole conversation about I'm not local, I just live here.
Yeah.
And when I started doing that, I started noticing, people got great ideas, but their follow through is whack. Like, it's whack. And so I look for the quality platforms with that quality follow through. And those are the platforms I want to be affiliated with because they already have structure. So a higher quality of viewer is going to look. Whereas somebody might film their show on a cell phone, you're going to film your show on a regular television camera. So you're going to get more of a media reaction, and they might just get some friends and family. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
And now you got to have intent and match your effort with your intent. I want to be the toughest son of a bitch to have ever done this in Pacific Northwest history, bar none, with no comparison. And in order to do that, I have to put the pedal to the floor and leave it there.
Now, when you say do it, exactly what is it so that people can know?
I'm a bulldog. I'm proficient in nearly every facet of the entertainment and media industry. What it represents is whatever is needed by the highest bidder. And that bid is going to be invested into a crew of people that I represent by giving them the chance to be themselves, by not saying this is my artist or this is my client. No, this is my brother, this is my sister. They have this product, because seeing that gold and platinum S&E on a product knows that is the bar set between hobby and absolute obsessive progression and going on a journey and evolving. If you were to see my performance when Urko and I first met in comparison to how I perform now, it would blow your mind, purely because of that progression. That's the difference between going in circles, where you end up right where you started, and evolving. If I was cutting music 10 years ago, I wouldn't end up on podcasts like this. I'm evolving, so now the coverage is evolving too.
Yeah. You know how to talk that shit, boy. You know how to talk that shit. Any influences in media?
Rob Dyrdek.
Rob Dyrdek.
Ridiculousness is what people know him for now, but I found out about Rob Dyrdek when I was a kid. I had a Rob Dyrdek Alien Workshop skateboard. And he is one of the longest running shoe producers for the DC Shoe Company, the skate company.
Yeah.
Also, he has like hundreds of his own skateboards. A lot of people don't know he owns over 150 different kinds of companies, everything from restaurants to video game arcades to vacation homes to airlines to private. He owns a jet company called a Mile High Club. It's where you can rent a private jet, and it's got velvet pillows all on the inside, and you can hit some ass up in the clouds so you can say you joined the Mile High Club.
Wow.
It's purposely to go up in the air and get some pussy.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Look them up. Look them up. Mile High Club. They're on Instagram. Totally beautiful. The stewardesses wear lingerie and all that shit.
Shout out Rob Dyrdek, man.
And then he made the show Robin Big.
Yeah.
Then it was followed by the Fantasy Factory, an entirely different concept.
Yeah.
And now it's followed by Ridiculousness, which is a multi-award winning show.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So just to think you can think of anything and your imagination is, Life's Coming Attractions, it's a trailer to that movie, knows that if you really put the pedal to the metal and you have that follow through, you know what I'm saying, then you can make anything happen.
Yeah, the follow through, I think you also need to have them resources too.
See, that's why it's a media development resource agency, because if I don't know how to present that service to a client or to a friend that's purchasing a service, I know someone that does. Now, it's just a question of cost and the supply, you know what I'm saying? And then it's a question of supply and demand. How badly do you want it? Okay, well, it's going to be this much.
Right.
Like, you can't work a little sideways 7-Eleven job and have a full-blown podcast like this, because merchandise and branding costs money. And for people to understand that and to respect the business for what it is, like every single artist I've ever booked in my promotions career, I give them 50% of whatever they sell. So if you rap for the dance floor, it's not my fault. Because between promotion and talent, I provide the platform, and the PA, you provide the crowd to spit for. It's your talent that's supposed to draw them in.
Yeah.
But a lot of people say, no, it's not an artist job. The promoter's supposed to sell tickets.
I mean...
Man, my feet hurt. I can't get too much. My leg broke. I can't be doing all that. So I just say, you know what? Heck with it. I'm better than half these cats anyway. Let me step back to the mic.
You gonna get on it.
Go back to work. But I love you, though.
So, man, as far as what you do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna talk, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tell me some adversity you had to overcome in order to get to where you at today.
I will say this, it's a very stringent company policy that I adhere to out of respect for everybody involved. I don't include names. But there was a situation with the legendary hip-hop crew Onyx at the Hard Rock Cafe. One of the opening acts stole $2,000 from me. Yes, he's a Seattle artist. There was a situation in Everett with Trinidad James. All gold in my chain. All gold in my watch. No, I didn't have gold nothing. I had somebody snatch like 1,500 off me off of that one. That was an Everett rapper that did that, mind you. And yes, I have all of this on contract. I'm just humble enough to leapfrog motherfuckers, so I don't really bog them about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta understand it's a lesson or a blessing.
Yeah, for sure.
I had 5 racks missing from a show with Matt Child and Stevie Stone. I had my previous relationship. I came back from tour and she had cheated on me multiple times with multiple dudes in front of my daughter. The journey is about animosity. It's about trials and tribulations. I found out I had a non-cancerous tumor in my neck. I had a scar right there. And right at that time, I had worked on my very first independent marketing campaign as a company owner with Strange Music, Tech Nine's label. So you don't want to swing and miss with Strange Music. You just don't.
Right.
It never ends well. You know what I'm saying? Shout out everybody at Strange Music, especially the office manager.
Strange.
Thank you for putting up with me. But that Strange Music endeavor, I had to have surgery and then have the show was Seth's Crew. My very first independent appearance with Seth's Crew, I booked it. I booked all the openers. I booked the club because I worked at the club. So by the time that happened, I was worried about passing out. My doctor had given me orders not to perform, but this is my passion. If I die doing this, then I die doing what I'm supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So I went ahead and performed anyway. And Godamus, shout out Godamus, formerly of Seth's Crew and Strange Music. Godamus came to me and was like, bro, you shouldn't have done that. And I'm like, and I started crying backstage and I had to he gave me a hug and I was like, you have to understand what it meant to me to be able to make this happen though. I can go rest now. And I didn't go back to work for like a month.
Oh, yeah.
But when I went back to work, I followed through.
Yeah.
And that's almost the most important thing is that follow through. Because once you follow through, then regardless of what they say, regardless if they hate you, if they love you, they cannot say you didn't get it done. God damn, he actually did that shit.
Yeah.
I got very addicted to seeing people say that about me. God damn, he actually pulled that off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the number one reason why we go through trials and tribulations in this business.
So, man, it sounds like robberies. Man.
Mind you, this wasn't like intentional come up to me with a strap and take my shit.
I mean,
this was like, listen, you sign a contract, you a grown man, I'm a grown man, run me my cheese, or don't expect me to book you, don't expect me to openly identify you, don't expect me to acknowledge you, don't even look my direction because I'm going to leapfrog you. That almost makes me twice as motivated just to leapfrog you. And then when that happens, I end up looking like an a-hole. Well, if I gotta wear that shoe, you know what? I got it in Versace. It's okay. I even got my girl the red bottom. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we kicking it. And that's really what people need to understand is good, bad, happy, or sad. Life is about a lesson or a blessing. If they're a blessing, they're still in my fucking life. If it's a lesson, then you taught me the lesson, and the cost for that lesson is whatever I sacrifice by you being in my surrounding. So if I gotta go, chalk it up the game, that's cool. Did I turn those contracts in and get my money back on tax returns? Of course I did. That's what CEOs do.
For sure. And what you just said was a good statement because it segues into my next question. You spoke about sacrifices. Tell me a couple sacrifices you had to make, like to, I ain't talking about no Illuminati type shit or nothing like that, but I'm just like...
We're talking 2007. I was living in Montlake Terrace at the time. My parents lived in Montlake Terrace. Love my parents to death, Scott and Kathy. And there was a bar right down the street called Just Left. And I was working at the time for a place called Warranty USA. Now, Warranty USA was a bunch of guys that were selling $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 car warranties on the phone. So they're landing fat commissions, right? So I'm just moving back here from the East Coast, and I meet all these guys, and I tell them, I'm a hip-hop artist, this and that. They take me down to this Just Left place. I don't even think it's still open, but it was right off of 200th and 44th, right there in Linwood, right off the freeway.
Okay.
And I end up going to the Just Left spot, and I dropped my wallet because I was pissed ass drunk. I was going to the bus stop, and I dropped my wallet, and I couldn't find my wallet because I was faded. So I go home. 6 months later, that wallet pops as I'm at the parking lot selling CDs in my demo, and 7 felony prescription forgeries. And when I got locked up for those forgeries, I was already in jail over a possession of marijuana. This was like before weed was legal. So the judge is like, "Oh, you're a rapper? You can't fucking do that shit, dude." And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, that's all I know how to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I worked myself into my own condo and my own truck from being homeless in Times Square in Maine just because of the way I rap. Like, that was the only thing that kept me fed with clothes, place to eat, weed to smoke, all of that. Pussy to fuck, all of that shit was handled because of the way I fucking rap. So I knew I could bet my life against my talent and I would win. But I gotta keep knocking on that door regardless of what happens. So I ended up getting offered King County Drug Court. And I said, fuck that. I'm not guilty of the crime you're accusing me of, but I am guilty to be fucked up enough to put myself in that situation, you know what I'm saying? So I ended up taking the drug court, and lo and behold, it was a huge sacrifice. I had to go to treatment 3 times a week. I had to take 2 UAs a week. I couldn't smoke weed. I couldn't drink alcohol. I got the cops staring at me all the time. If I catch a single charge, all of my drug court charges come back 150 grand cash only. And then if I'm found guilty of any new charges when I was in drug court, automatic maximum sentence. So it would have been 25 years upstate.
I had drug court. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And shout out Judge St. Clair. The man saved my life because he told me to bet on myself. And I said, well, fine. I looked at the judge and I looked at my case manager, a guy named Matt Long, and I said, you know what, fuck that. I'm an MC. I'm going to be a rapper till I'm dead. I'm going to be old and gray, rapping my motherfucking ass off. And by the end of drug court, y'all are going to pay me for it. And 2.5 years later, by the grace of my higher power, I'm still dope free. Haven't relapsed at all. You know what I'm saying?
Congrats on that.
I appreciate you. I don't look for the congrats, especially on that selective sobriety. I say selective because I smoke and I drink.
Yeah, but, like I said, bro, I've had my vices too. You know? So it's like, my vice had me at a dark place in my life, you feel me? I still partake in, what I partake in, you feel me? But I'm not in that space, you feel me? So...
I tell people now, drugs don't do me, I do drugs.
Yeah, even that right there deserves a congratulations, though. That deserves a congratulations.
I'm just saying, things like buying all the kids food, things like being about your bread, things like being a good person, things like following the laws, being dependable, being reliable, being responsible. All of the cats that want to be music CEOs but can't fucking be parents. If you start being a parent, you become a CEO. And if they think that way, then, like I said, it's not about what we go through, it's about our perception of it. I just felt like that was a situation of saying, if I could rap for these cops and get them to like me, then rapping for any other human on the face of planet Earth is going to be easy money. And destroyed every single opportunity they gave me, just crushed it best I could. If they said rap a cappella to a little boombox in a picnic shelter, I'm there. If they said rap at the treatment center and bring a mic, I'm there. I remember multiple times being handed $20 and told, go buy you a bunch of burnt CDs, burn your music onto them, and then write your information on them. And I come back, and all these people at sober support meetings were so amazing because they would give me like $10, $20 bills and go, keep the change. And I'm only charging like $5 a unit. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting like 20 songs on there, 25 songs in there for like $5 a unit. But I'm doing like mixtape sheets, a bunch of my little mediocre rookie stuff. But it definitely taught me that work ethic, and it definitely taught me to appreciate people that support. So through those sacrifices, I definitely have a larger appreciation for my following.
Bro.
If that makes sense.
Man, it totally makes sense, bro. And trust me, I'm following you because you're dropping some gems, You're giving an introspective perspective about it, because a lot of people, they come with generic, a lot of them come with the generic on the surface answers, and our
don't give me coffee cup slogans in a media interview, okay? That is some generic dollar store shit.
I appreciate you being real introspective about it for them. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what we do it for. You know, they
That's right.
Benefit off of this. You know what I mean?
That's right.
You went right into it. I was going that way anyway, but you're good at what you do. The music. Where can they find your music at?
Man, Google me, Scott Elkins. That's it.
Stop.
You can find the media agency. You can find the music pages. Google me on get me on your Spotify. I got a bunch of great new collabs with my artist Mo Stat. Well, not my artist anymore. That's actually a business partner right there. So shout out to Mo Stat and Washington State Hip Hop Music. Shout out to my Demetrius Simeon, goes by AOD. We got a new record out called You're Welcome. It's kind of themed after a hip-hop version of the song You're Welcome from Moana, but we're a little bit saucier with our perceptions. Shout out to iTunes. I found out I'm in top 200 on iTunes for the city of Seattle, so that's huge. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, I've been on Spotify for like 10 months. I'm at about 120,000 spins and rising, so it's a blessing, man. I got the 2 banging new singles with my boy Chris Calico, Earhouse Music. One is called Toxic, the other is called Live With It. I can give y'all the exclusive too. I got a record with Jared Benton. That shit's coming out in October just because it's Halloween. You know what I'm saying? And I'll teach y'all the Halloween patented Elkins Wiener Wiggle.
Y'all better stay tuned, man. Y'all hear what he talking about, man. Hey, bro. The music, you said it's on all platforms, right?
Mm-hmm.
What would be today? What would be the best song that you got out on these platforms?
A lot of people will tell you they like Live With It. I like Toxic. Because I'm a real heavyweight Northwest supporter. I support all of my people in the Northwest. Even if you don't like me, I wish you all the success in the world. I just don't like you either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and that's cool. You can agree to disagree with people. You know what I'm saying?
Being a hater.
But I mean, if they're not real, I'm gonna sniff it out and gently back away. You know what I'm saying? And I think if you were to describe what's wrong with our region and how the region could be better as an entertainment and an art cultured city and an art cultured part of the country, as well as the world knows about Seattle as an art and a very musical based city, I think the one word to describe the problem is toxic. You know what I'm saying?
I can see that. And
through that concept, Chris and I came up with a great hook. Wishmaster Beats on all the production on the new mixtape with Chris. So shout out Wishmaster. That's Wish with a Y. WishmasterBeats.com. He's got some great deals. And Toxic is just our explanation of what we think is wrong and how it needs to be fixed. And how that stuff has turned me into what they call the infamous, which stands for rarely seen and always heard.
That's hard.
So, yeah.
For y'all that didn't know that, it's rarely seen, man. You know what I'm saying?
And I throw the finger guns. It's a Bullet Club thing. I know it's weird. You get used to it. They're never loaded.
You know, and in addition to what he said, I want to give a shout out to everybody he mentioned too. I just didn't want to stop his flow from talking, you know, because I just like to hear my people talk, you know, say they spill.
Ladies and gentlemen, public disclaimer, Scott talks way too much. If you need me to shut up, simply say so. Now back to our regularly scheduled interview.
You crazy, bro. Hey, man, I'm going to tell you like this, bro. You came, you know what I'm saying? I saw you. You fucking conquered this platform, bro. Last but not least, we got one more question, though. You know, the reason why everybody come to the platform, you know. I have
7
inches. I have everybody.
I'm just playing.
I have everybody tell the people their first 5 things they did to start their business, your agency. You know
Start my agency. First 5 things I did. Got my business license. Got business insurance. Signed up for the business credit cards. Bought my domain and my website insurance. And then filled out all documentations like I-9s, W-4s, all that bullshit, and set up payment systems. If you don't got payment systems to simplify it, then you're not treating your customer with a potential expectation of them spending money. Because if you know what a money box is, that's the average sales format a marketing company is going to teach you from the bottom level up. And a money box is to where I ask for what I want and then I put up and shut up. Like, all right, now, Mr. Podcast Director, my name is Scott. I'm actually meeting friendly strangers. Mm-hmm. Are you friendly or strange?
Friendly.
Awesome. High five. Me, people suck. See, I run a media agency that's helping to endorse local brands and business owners to grab a more elevated presentation to open them up to wider marketing demographics. Do you know what I'm saying, or do I need to simplify it at all?
I know exactly what you're saying, but cool. You can simplify it for them, though.
What we're asking for is money. So we give you this right here. You can actually choose from the 4 different things right there. Now, when you do investment portfolio stuff, how do you usually handle that? Is it with a business credit card, or do you have a personal account you prefer?
Business.
Awesome. So if you want to grab your business checkbook, I can show you how it works.
Well, it's on no hand right now.
Oh, okay. Well, you let me know when it is on hand, and I can bring you in on the bottom floor right here to make sure that you triple your money before New Year's. So here's my number. Here's my card. I gotta go. Your neighbor already promised 2,000.
Yeah.
Did your neighbor promise me 2,000? Hell no.
Hear that?
Hell no. You know what I used to love doing was marketing relevance. You look for people that have, because I went door to door. So I look for people with hella organized yards. Because hella organized yards, without many cars or a lot of toys, as an old person that's retired, because they got plenty of time to work in their yard. So I knock on the door. Old people are always worried about their neighborhood. So I'd be like, oh, Bill, did Cindy call you? I told her to call you and tell you I was coming. Who's Cindy? Man, Cindy and Dave, they got the yellow Shih Tzu, the purple Ford, around the corner. Oh, what they want? Well, they helped me in my contest. So you got to be the next one to do it. Hi, I'm Scott. And then you just assume it. A lot of guys go into a club, they be talking to a girl, and then they walk off all stupid. Man, assume the sale. So are you here with someone, or do I need to clear out the side of my passenger seat?
Hey, bro. And just for the record, the first 5 things, the way you just laid that out, that has been the best thus far on this platform.
I'll repeat that just in case you think I'm stoned and just rambling. You buy your business license, then business insurance, then business credit. Then you buy your website domain, which is like the title to the car. And then you build your website integrating payment systems, meaning make it as easy as possible for people to spend money. Lead them to the promised land.
And I say that because his was all pertaining to the business. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a mixture of the business and like what they had to do personally. Yours was strictly to the business, and that's what I need. You feel me? Like those.
The
are
personal perception
steps.
is what's going to make the content. That's what makes the artwork or the service rendered to be able to sell to a consumer. In order to turn it into a business, you have to do shit you don't like.
And that's the steps how you did named yours. That's how I want them to go about their steps of like having their business taken care of.
Well, they can go to www.scottelkinsmedia.com, head to contact, and there's going to be a great form right there that lets me know what you're doing, why you're doing it, how long you've been doing it, and why you want to keep doing it. And we can sit down, consultations about $150, take about 3-4 hours, come to your house, shoot the shit with you. I'm going to bring my team out. I'm going to bring my gear. I'm going to give you an assessment that will put you in a forward marketing direction and guarantee all you got to do is drop my name and over 1,000 people will view your product.
Y'all hear that?
Now, the question of whether or not your product is marketable is not my fucking problem. My problem is being able to amass people that run businesses, because I learned my number one fan base is not hip-hop consumers. It's other independent hip-hop artists. So I developed that service necessary for them to go, wow, we like what you're doing. How do you do it? Here's the menu. Have a seat.
Fire.
And that's how you close a deal. Like, I don't say, okay, that's going to be this much, run me my bag. I say, okay, how do you usually handle this? Cash, check, or credit? Oh, okay, go get your wallet. I'll show you how it works. That's That's how it's done. I literally used to get paid full time to walk up to random fucking people and talk them out of money for magazines that take way too long to arrive. And that is exactly how I would close for money. And I have closed for cash in upwards of 4 digits in every major city in the United States, bar none. I'm 41, getting old.
Bro, Scott, man, you came, bro, and you did your thing, bro.
We came, we saw, we smoked, and we rambled.
They gonna get a lot from here. They gonna get a lot from this interview, bro. And I'm glad you came, bro. I appreciate it. Whenever you want to come back, promote something, whatever, you know, the platform is open to you, brother. You know what I mean?
In other words, folks, look forward to me in the background talking shit and telling dirty jokes when nobody's watching.
Come on. Come on. Man, with that being said, man, it's been another episode. The Past Journey, Present Progression Podcast. Your boy Cleezy B. Signing out. My boy Scott Elkins.
Hashtag Bullet Club Rapper. Hashtag your mom's favorite MC. Hit me up, Scott Elkins Media on IG.
Hello, Cleezy B. The Past Journey, Present Progression Podcast on YouTube. Cleezy B _TV on Instagram. I mean, Twitter.
And you need to throw this man some
Journey.
Cheese for the coffee cup. Can I get a coffee cup?
Yep.
I need the coffee cup. I need the coffee cup. This the shit. The shit. Get you
Yes,
one right now.
sir.
Or you fucking up.
Journey and Progression on Instagram. Cleezy B, we signing out, man. Till next time.
Give him the Bruce Lee.
And you know what to do, man. If you got something you're trying to obtain, you got something you're trying to accomplish, go get that shit, come back home with that shit.
And if you're deep down inside a hater, just make sure you remember to fuck off because you're stupid.
We gone, man.
Yeah. And it's the past journey to present progression. Yeah. And it's the past journey to present progression.